when it comes to beyond the noise, it's dealing with confusion, it's dealing with anxiety, it's dealing with craziness, things that we are involved with. And it is our assignment to be prepared to whereas we can go beyond the noise. Sometimes we may have a struggle going behind the noise or beyond the noise because of our associates, our friends, people that we're dealing with. And sometimes the reason we can't go beyond the noise is because we're not capable, and that's because we get bucked up. They get us excited. Well, sometimes the noise is actually the problem that's in front of us, and that problem is something that we have to break through. It's within ourselves. The enemy is us. And sometimes our own worst enemy is ourselves. Here we have a scenario, a situation with Letitia James. Letitia James, an all-star when it came to her line of work. The district attorney for the state of New York. She was the one that was chosen to go after Donald Trump. And for her to go after Donald Trump, it shows you the value of who she was and who she is. Because to go after the president and to be chosen, it shows you the confidence that her team, the confidence that her party had in her. You can imagine of everything that she put her hands to through that time was working. Because this is a big case. And she was selected to be the hunter. That's right. Letitia James was selected to be the hunter. So in being the hunter, that's like many of us. That hunter is someone that's providing. She has to provide the goods for the people that's supporting her. She's got to go get the rewards because Trump is a reward. So many people get to gain benefits by defeating this man. And so she was selected. And in being selected, she did her job. She did her job very well. She hunted and she won. But what's wild about that effort of her winning was the turnabout. The turnabout of every effort that she put into the prey that she was going after. The weakness of that prey was the same weakness that was upon her. So she was able to have the offense. She was able to attack. But she wasn't able to defend. Why? Because early on there was opportunities. Early on we'll find ourselves believing our press clippings. We'll find ourselves doing the same things that our friends are doing, our newfound friends, people of another wealth status, and we will find ourselves, if they can do it, I can do it, but it doesn't always work out that way. And that was her challenge. She's in a system, she's in a world, whereas she, just as you, may not be able to do the same thing that others can do. It was alleged that she had written on her financial forms her father's name as being her husband. And it was able to put her in a position where she was able to get loans at a low price. And so in the financial area of housing, this was the same attack that she was bringing against the president. And what's so kind of strange about this, the intelligence that she had to attack him with is that same intelligence that she had to understand what she was doing potentially wrong for herself. You know, the old adage is that don't throw stones at glass houses. You know what I'm saying? So that's her scenario. That's her situation. Blessings to the Coco family. We see you there. So that was her situation. All that talent of what she had. She was called to attack. She was called to go get them. And many of us are called to go get them. Whatever your industry is, whatever your calling in life is, it is your job to go get them. But I can tell you, as I was growing up, the old folks used to say, mostly men, You have to be extra good. You have to be extra careful. You can't do the things that others are doing because you are going to be caught. They're going to come after you. You have to be clean through the process. She might have not got those instructions or might have not taken it well, but the amazement that she did to take this president down is now what? What do we have? And this is something that we need to bring before our children. To know that even though the playing field may not be level, when you go to attack, make sure you're clean. Make sure you're good. Even though today your friends may say you can do this, everybody's doing it, you may accept it, but at some point in the future, it may not work for you. That means you will be put into the place of being the prey. And you being the prey will be at a place because you were not able to be successful when they came at you, that you've now let many people down. That's the position that Letitia's in. She's on the defense. She's backpedaling. She's looking for help because of that one moment. Now, let's just say she's innocent. The fact is that it's on the table. It's misconstrued. But yet, when you are an attorney of law and you understand, and look, there's attorneys that are saying she needs to be careful that she may not be disbarred. And when you are an attorney, your license is your livelihood, and you put a lot of work, spent a lot of money, and to be threatened to lose your license, that's huge. And that's what she's up against. And the talent that she had, the talent that she has, is so far advanced of where she is now based upon, let's call it, a mistake. Putting her father's name on the paperwork. And they may have a few other things, but that's the one that stood out to me. And the amount of money that she has been gained to get by doing things the right way instead of the shortcut has caused her a problem. The people that looked up to her, her family, you can only imagine the hurt that she's going through now, the exposure that she's dealing with. And in this season, in this hour, as we're coming to our wealthy place, as we're coming to this place known as the wealth transfer, we have to do things accordingly. We have to do things as unto our Creator. Because there's a responsibility that's here to go with this great wealth that's in store for us. We're coming to a time of big paper. Big money time. But it's going to be because of your abilities and the efforts that you put in and how well you can hunt. Because she showed she can hunt. But the reversal is where her challenge was. And in that reversal, we should know in advance of what could possibly happen. Meaning, be as a chess player. Know the moves of what, if you're the hunter and if you was in the shoes of the prey, what would you do to avoid the circumstances that's coming after you? How can you navigate through this? See, that's what makes you royalty. That's what makes you a king. That's what makes you personified. Having that ability to understand how to hunt and how to navigate when you are pursued. When you become the prey, but yet you're good enough to look like the prey, but it's not going to end up that way. That's the value that we are to have for such a time as this. There is so much going on. And the main reason why this area is so important is because of the anxiety that comes after the fact. Sometimes we have anxiety because we don't have what we want to have, so we look for the shortcuts to get it. But we have to have a stability. We have to have a support. We have to have those that are with us that would help us through those areas, even though we may know that it is incorrect. Whether it is our spouse, whether it's our siblings, somebody has to assist us to consult us through this process. That's what's missing in this case with Letitia James, Attorney General. All that value, all that talent. Regardless of what you may feel about her politics, no, we're talking about the person herself. And we all have access to do great things. And that was her moment. That was her moment. Defeating President Trump and winning, and knowing what her career was to be like after the fact, based upon the movie that has been put together for her. And because of what appears to be an error, there's blood in the water. And, it got me to thinking as I was looking up on some of these areas that there's a possibility they knew this about Letitia James before the case ever got started. They knew they had something on her. But how is it that her friends did not find this out? Why they didn't do a personal audit? That's like the police say, well, we're going to do an in-house audit based on the crime that our police officer did. So they're not going to find much. In the same way with those people who were key and close to Letitia, didn't do a good job to find her flaws or to find a way to correct it because of her talent. And when you have someone that has that kind of talent as she has, man, she's a leader now. There's people that you can place in her office and train them. She can have her name on the marquee of the greatest law firms in the city of Manhattan. That's how valuable and how amazing this opportunity was for Letitia. And there's going to be other Letitias that's going to come forth. But the key is we have to learn our morals. We have to learn how to be strong. We have to learn how to be able to take a punch in a season where we need to take a punch, stay low for a minute so that we can get over to the other side. Because favor is waiting for us. Victory is waiting for us. This is one of the most amazing and opportunity times to be living, especially here in America. Many people feel that things are going to the dump, but all we're doing is going through a shift. And in this shift, that shift is for the people that have the ability to get dirty, work hard, solve the problems, have great intelligence, because with all of what I just said, money is looking for you. Because people don't want to work. Farmers or owners of land in Nebraska is looking for workers because the migrants are no longer there or the illegal aliens are no longer there. So the people that own the land don't have the ability to work, and people who work saying that there's not enough money there. So if that trend continues, the people that own the land are going to possibly have to sell the land. And if you are someone that works, understand how to work, understand how to develop a team, don't have a problem of paying good wages, that land can be your land, and it is plenteous and cheap. See, this economy is for a certain set or a certain mindset of people. And this economy is for the hunter that's going to go out for the purpose of hunting for their family. Bringing the resources in, bringing the spoils in. That was Letitia's job, to bring the spoils in, and that was the head of Trump. Oh, you know how the movies show it. Bring me his head. That was her job. She was called for that. And this is where we are right now. Speaking about her for the purpose of learning, this was for the purpose of education. To be able to, one, train ourselves, two, train our kids, train our family, be good consultants, be elders. That's what this is about. Because if it is true we understand how to fight against it. And if it's not true, it's still a good story of what to prepare for because of what can happen. And also we would have an additional flavor of how to deal with the lies that may come after you. And that's another one. Dealing with lies. How do we overcome that? Well, we have a message for that as well. But I thank you for joining us. Come back, make sure you subscribe, give us a like, give me some comments on what your thoughts are, and I will address those comments. Thank you for joining Beyond the Noise.